Well, we hope everything is fixed now, because we had a problem with the shift linkage and with the battery and the charging. So when we had to stop it at the red flag, we couldn't get it to restart. So we're ready in time now, so hopefully we can join at the right place at the start. And then, yeah, the car is a winner when it's sorted out. We hope that we've got it figured out now and that we can run up the front and have a nice race.
You say you got new tires on as well?
Yeah, well, up until yesterday I was running with 3-year-old tires, and now we put new ones, although they are 3-year-old also, but new. We ran with them yesterday, so I already got a feel for it. It's much better, but it's a very special car, so I don't want to crash it either. So it's about 80–90% of the, of the effort that I'm going to put in.
Jonathan, you've got a bit of a task ahead of you today. You've got to catch Johan Engelbrecht and Rudy Patou.
That's correct. We're going to just give it all horns today. We're going to do our absolute utmost. I just want to thank Richard and the guys getting the car prepared, and the rest of the V8 guys.
And how competitive is it? It looks very tight on the track.
Between the V8 guys, there's normally between a second and a second and a half, so it's very tight racing, and we're all driving equal cars, so it really comes down to drive at the end of the day.
The APVs definitely are very equal, and their own little series running down here in Cape Town is quite competitive. However, they've got a couple of big machines up front that they've got to try and catch, including Cherise Brenner, the pole man, who gets away and basically shouldn't be hassled too much, except by that man in the second Porsche, Jan Engelbrecht, who sneaks up in the Westbank corner and takes the whole shot. Great driving.
And great to watch. That's Rudy Patou in the little Lola. Was a Sports 2000 car, now fitted with a Mazda rotary and a very, very trick gearbox. I'm sure he feels a bit intimidated among all those big cars, but watch his speed.
He has got some real good pace. Then you can see Van Putten, he's right up there, and this is a great formula to watch. And we talked about it at Swartkops with Peter de Toy. He's saying, you know, the GT type style and the GT style of racing is definitely the way the world should be going, especially when you throw in a mix of cars like this.
Well, of course, overseas, GT4, which there are two representatives in, that's Michael Compagnie and Van Putten in his Corvette. A real good series overseas, relatively inexpensive in world terms, but a great crowd puller. And bear in mind, this is Cape Town for such a good field.
Yeah, there's a big field of cars out here, but interesting to see. You can see already just in the background, coming up behind that sort of turquoise and white APV, it's about to be overtaken by the silver one, is the Alfa. So that Coloni machine is coming through, and Jan Lammers is making very easy work of the majority of the field, which he should be able to do, because that car, unfortunately, didn't have a great run in race 1, but here in race 2, he seems to have come to grips with it.
Quite an interesting view there. All you can see is the white helmet of Jan Lammers in the middle of the car, of course, based on a single-seater, so he's dead center. This is Oliver DeLay. You'll remember him probably from GT40s and also Shelby Can-Ams. Keeps this car in Cape Town when he's down there for a bit of racing fun.
Was the distributor of Ferrari and Fiat and Alfa Romeo in Germany, and he had it built. There was some kind of silhouette class coming up in Germany, but unfortunately 2 months before the car was ready, the owner passed away. At the same time, the class didn't materialize, so it didn't become to be, and that makes yeah, so the only good news about it is that that makes this car very unique, very special.
It certainly is a magnificent machine, and the sound of it down the back straight sounds like an F1 Ferrari coming up behind you. There's no doubt about it. And even if you're in a big V8 like most of these guys are, you're going to be quite intimidated as it pulls up alongside.
Yeah, that certainly was the best noise of the weekend. Reminded us of Irvin Laidlaw's Ferrari of some years ago. There goes Patois. The nimbleness, of course, of these little Sports 2000, although this one's a lot quicker than the average Sports 2000. We'll see later Jackie Schechter in the real version with the proper engine.
I just love the fact that he's side by side here with Roberto Franco, one of the top runners in that APV class. He's going to go around the outside of Westbank corner. Here comes Lammers. Now Lammers is just eating this field up slowly but surely. He's got that additional pace, and with the amount of laps that are still available to him, there's a good possibility he might be able to catch Engelbrecht and Brenner that are in shot now. In fact, there he is.
Well, these two guys in the Porsche are certainly at the top of their game. They've run in the Alltech Challenge. They're Cape Town based, but they know this circuit like the back of their hand, and those cars are well set up.
Just love the fact that Brenner's actually getting a good run here from Engelbrecht. They're putting on a bit of a show here because he's in a GT2 Porsche, and of course the GT3 Porsche is behind him, but they run in separate categories in the GT Challenge. Brenner runs in the GTC 1 class, and Engelbrecht runs in the GTC 3 class. So this is definitely a show being put on by the two Cape Town boys.
Well, it doesn't look like that they're going to have too much longer, because Lammers is coming and they are just quietly swapping the lead here, but I'm sure somebody's going to work out that I'm the winner.
I think it's going to be Brenner. I think when he realizes that that's the Alpha coming, he's going to put on a little bit of extra power, because he has got that bit of extra power available to him. They come up into engine corner now. Big look on the inside, but Engelbrecht saw him coming, shut the door. Not going to make it easy, that is for sure. He definitely wants to try and take this victory, and what a way to walk away from the circuit, having beaten an ex-Formula 1 driver in a very powerful Alpha.
Well, that's what's really fantastic, of course, about this meeting, the international entries, and Jan Lammers, what a driver, and certainly a very nice guy. As we see Compagnie slipping up the inside, that's of course the GT4 Mustang from Europe, which is Michael Compagnie. We all know him from the McLaren M8, which he used to bring out to South Africa, but hasn't done so for a couple of years. It's a little fast for all our local opposition.
Yeah, I loved it down the back straight away. The last time it was here, I remember, just used to basically just eat everybody up as it went down the back there, getting close to the 300k mark on the back straight here in Cape Town. But Brenner's now decided time to go. Engelbrecht in second place has got his eyes on the wing mirrors, and he can see why, because here comes Lammers. Interesting to see how that car is set up. A lot of guys had to spend a lot of time to work out why there was a seat in the middle of the car, because it's actually a single-seater chassis running with sort of a monocoque shell over the top.
Now, quite interesting if you watch the lines. Lammers taking quite different lines to the two Porsches. As he's having a go there, Engelbrecht, is he going to do it?
There's a look into West Bank corner. He's got the inside line. He should have it done and dusted. Yes, indeed. Through he goes into second place. I think there's only one lap to go now, so whether we can get through on Brenner, we'll have to wait and see. Brenner's a seasoned campaigner here in the GT Challenge. He's been a tough man to beat, and even the likes of Toby Fenter has found it difficult to pass this particular Porsche. So let's see if Charisse can keep it all together and keep Lammers behind him.
Yeah, I think it's now the situation that he's got to clear off if he can. But I think maybe Jan Lammers has just left it a few laps too late to manage to get through.
So you can get the slipstream down the back straight. He might be able to go in, but I know that Lammers was sort of a bit weary about Cape Town corner. Not the easiest corner in the world to get right there. They come out of it right now, and he hasn't been able to get through, and it is Charisse Brenner who's going to hang on. He's going to make it a victory here. Jan Lammers right on his tail, looking to come out of the slipstream at the end, but not quite there. Second place goes to Lammers, and third place to Johan Engelbrecht. A great dice here for the crowd, and this is the kind of racing they want to see. We spoke about it at SWAT Corps, but brilliant stuff here in Cape Town too, as Brenner takes a victory from Lammers and Engelbrecht. Patois in the Lola Veschi in fourth, and the Chevy Corvette in fifth place of Harman van Putten. A great drive.